Visualize that you gather with a friend that you haven't seen in a few months, and to your surprise, they're pregnant. The first thing that you may tend to ask is whether it is a boy or a girl. Before we are born, gender partakes an important role in our lives. Gender is very different from our biological sex. Gender is defined as the condition of being male, female, or neutral. Sex usually refers to the biological aspects of maleness or femaleness, whereas gender implies the psychological, behavioral, social, and cultural aspects of being male or female. The difference in people's views and assumptions in gender is distinct in nearly each fragment of our individual lives. Perhaps we may question whether men have developed as being too soft, and we imply them to be a man and to man up when they face problems and difficulties. We also tend to question if someone is man enough for the job. By implying this, we are associating manhood with the means of being strong, fearless, and brave. In comparison, one hardly ever faces questions regarding whether or not a woman is considered woman enough. This can cause many problems for anyone who does not fit in a given gender role, especially LGBT students. LGBT means lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Lesbian, gay, and bisexual are all sexual orientations. However, while being transgender, it is a gender identity where a person's biological sex does not match up with the gender they feel inside. We interviewed Dr. Hannah Spector, who is a professor here at Penn State Harrisburg. We asked her the following questions.
Do you personally think that there is something that could be done to end the discrimination of gender in education, and if so, how?
If we were going to go with like transgender, for example, I think that the way that discrimination can abate is through policies that has to come from the structures, meaning educational policies from the state, funding that supports policies for example, professional development for educators, and ultimately buy-in from educators, superintendents, principals, and parents that these are subjects that we believe should be taught and we want our students to be exposed to them. If those things do not happen, I do not think the discrimination will end.
At what ages have you seen gender as the biggest issue?
Gender is a big issue in middle school because that's typically a time period where young people are going through hormonal changes and they're beginning to question who they are. Perhaps young people, before they go through hormonal changes, don't really see boys and girls all that differently, but I think once the hormones kick in, suddenly you begin to see things differently.
Other than parents, teachers also play a huge role in a student's life. It is important to remind students that they all have the right to be interested and play with whatever they choose. With a simple education, we can encourage communities to accept individuals for whoever they are, no matter what their gender or sexuality might be.